Support Black-owned journalism now more than ever. Black-owned media faces threats and needs our support. Help keep Black voices alive by donating today. Support Black voices today.
Welcome to another edition of Let It Be Known. It's a early Monday morning, and here we are ready to bring you some news and information that kicks off the week. And we got a lot of news about ICE and the DHS. New Orleans is up in arms over another racist symbol. Shine, you remember him? He's making a return to the stage, and we've got some details about it. We're also going to talk about traveling while Black in Japan. Some tips are coming ahead from Where Is Malika? But of course, we want to head out to get some news you can use from probably the most interesting person doing it. And y'all, by now, know that we are talking about the one and the only Shawnee B. So let's head out and see what she has early this morning.
To Shawnee's wife, it's your girl, Shawnee B. And if you fool her, you got to fool her, yeah.
Disclaimer. Baby, what age should senior citizens stop driving? Because it's dangerous. I have a video that I'm going to show y'all. Look at this. And it is going to have a 88-year-old woman pleading her case about how she spent her day when the police came to her porch to tell her that she was involved in a hit and run that she didn't even know happened. We're going to let the video show you, and then we're going to come back and go down the rabbit hole. Let's go.
Were you out driving this morning about 8:30 or so?
Probably.
Okay. Where did you go this morning?
I went to Publix.
To Publix?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Did you go anyplace else?
Basically the Publix.
Just the Publix?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Did you maybe go to Sam's Club too?
No.
No. Did you get gas today?
Yes, I did.
You did? Okay. Where'd you get gas?
I got it at Sam's Club.
At Sam's Club. Okay. All right. Can you tell me about the damage on the front of your car right there?
Yes.
What happened?
I was going into Sam's Club, and this somebody had been on a vehicle, I guess, and they coming out of Sam's Club,
Okay.
and they flew out.
Okay.
And I was turning,
Okay.
and the thing I hit something.
Okay. Okay. You don't know what you hit though?
No,
No? Okay.
because it was one of those vehicles they have.
One of the vehicles they have. What do you mean?
Well, you can ride in Sam's, or you can push a cart.
Okay.
And I think that must have been one of those riding things, and it
Okay.
came flying out.
Okay. Did you see anybody on it?
No,
No? Okay.
it came out so fast. I
Okay.
mean, it would just flew out.
Okay. Did you stop and check? See
No.
what happened?
No. I went on down and got my gas,
Okay.
and then
All right.
I came back to Publix.
Okay. Well, so there was somebody on that scooter and they got hurt. They're at the
Oh, wow.
hospital. Okay. So
They must have come flying out of
yes,
there.
yes, ma'am. But based on you telling me all that, okay, we're gonna have to go down to jail and talk about it, okay? So I'm gonna have to put you in handcuffs, okay?
Me in
Yes, ma'am.
handcuffs?
Yes, ma'am.
I've got people coming to inspect. I got a new air conditioner,
Okay.
and they're coming between 1:15 and 3:15.
Okay. Well, so here's the problem though. You hit a person, okay, and she's in jail or she's in the hospital right now. She's gonna have to stay overnight. Okay.
Well, she must have just come flying out of there.
We watched the video of it, and she came out, but she actually stopped and tried to avoid a crash. And then you came around the corner and sent her about 20 feet down the road. You hit her so hard.
Oh my word!
Yeah, it was. It's kind of rough to watch as far as the
I
video
don't
goes.
have my shoes on.
Can we go inside and grab you some shoes?
Yes, but you're gonna have to.
Well, can I walk you in there and help you find them? Okay. Because you're in our custody now. Can I walk you inside to find your shoes?
Sure you can.
Okay, here.
I just have to go
Okay.
to my bedroom.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's head out to the police car.
Oh my! Oh my!
Yes, ma'am. See that police car right out there?
Yeah.
That's the one we're going to, okay?
Okay. I don't walk too well.
That's okay. I'm holding your arm, okay? Watch your step here.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Mm-hmm. My gracious.
All right. You don't have any weapons on you, right?
Never.
No. Okay. I'm just going to check the outside of your pockets here real quick, okay? All right. Okay. And then I'll get my car keys out and we'll get you in the air conditioner, okay? All right. Here you go. Just have a seat right in here for me, okay?
I wouldn't want to be the cop
putting
putting her in cuffs.
unless I.
Well, I'll let you. I'll help you, okay?
I can't get up.
You can't get up. There we go.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute.
All right.
Please give me my pocketbook.
It'll have to stay up front, okay?
If you say so.
Okay. I'm gonna put this on just so you're safe when we're driving, okay?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Just so we're clear, after you're in an accident, you're supposed to stop, okay? You're always supposed to stop and make sure everybody's okay. Okay.
I didn't know there was anybody there.
Okay. Well, I understand that you didn't think anybody was there, but
came flying out of
Okay.
there. That's all I knew.
well, but usually carts have somebody pushing them or something, right?
yes.
Yeah. So, isn't it kind of reasonable to think that whether it was a cart that somebody rides on or one that somebody pushes, there might have been a person right there?
I don't know.
Okay. But that'd be a reasonable thing to think, right?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. All right. That works. I appreciate you answering.
Somewhere there had to be someone.
Right. Okay. Okay. That works. I'm going to roll this window back up and I got to work on the computer a little bit and we'll head down to the jail. Okay.
They're very nice in here.
They are.
Right in here. Yep.
I can't imagine ever being anything like this.
Come on in, ma'am. I know she didn't see her. Come on. Come on, ma'am. Do you have any drugs, weapons on you?
Nothing.
Body piercings?
No.
Possibility you could be pregnant?
I'm 88. I don't think so.
Well, ma'am, you look like you about 50, so. Come on, we're going to take your photo in this black thing and I'm going to let you pee, okay?
But
You look very stylish. You're going to put your back on this wall right here?
my back.
Yes, and you're going to look up? Okay.
So that happened.
Oh. It's a lot to take in, isn't it? because you just naturally feel like she's that grandma that'll invite you over, tell you old time stories, cook you your favorite dessert. Y'all will watch episodes of Family Feud, Wheel of Fortune, and The Price is Right. And she would say, back in my day, I used to. She looked like one of those grandmas. But on the other side of it, you're like, well, grandma, are you okay mentally? Do you have dementia? Or you just don't give a damn? That is two sides of it. Now, I love the elderly with all my heart. And it's just the ones that are very kind to you. You just want to say, oh, bless your heart. You do. But the law is the law, right? So let's start at the top. This happened at a Sam's Club in Madison Heights. Now, everybody knows Sam's Club parking lot is jumping like a Destiny's Child concert. You have people coming in and out of the pedestrian walkway. You have people parking. You have people getting the gas. It's in the same parking lot. You have people doing an order pickup. So it's all of this going on. Now, she definitely did not remember that she went to Sam's Club until the conversation with the officer happened. In her mind, the only place she went to was Publix. The man said, ma'am, how did you spend your day today? She said, well, it started out at me going to Publix. And I think that's about it. He said, well, do you remember going to Sam's Club? No Sam's Club on my agenda. He said, well, what happened after you went to Publix? She said, well, I went to Sam's Club. What? And I got some gas. So I know in the officer's mind, he's like, I just asked you, did you go to Sam's Club? And you said no. So right then for me, I felt like she either was starting the earliest stages of mental memory loss, i.e. dementia, earliest stages of Alzheimer's. But then again, I was like, well, she's a little bit memorable of what happened. She just needed to be semi-questioned in a way to remember. Now, the officer was being very patient with her. Very patient. And so she started telling her whole day after he was kind of giving her those questions. And she ended up telling the whole thing like she remembered the person riding on those little handicapped motorized scooters. Now, Grandma, one thing for sure and two things for certain. I got to tell you. Allegedly, you said you don't recall that you went down that way. And then you say you do recall seeing the cart, but you didn't see a person on it. As long as we've lived, ma'am, and as long as you live, you know damn well those motorized scooters at Sam's, Walmart, Kroger, Albertsons, Tom Thumbs, every grocery store do not go fast where they whip out. She said, well, the person just whipped out in front of me. They ain't never whipped out because those things are barely charged. They go so slow, a newborn could crawl miles faster than that thing goes on the speed, in its regular course of speed. We're not going to sit here and say somebody darted out in front of you. But thank God for surveillance cameras, right? Because they were able to see that the woman on the motorized scooter, who allegedly was 77 years old, didn't come out. She actually stopped, and Grandma, that's 88, came around the corner like a bat out of hell. It just breaks my heart that she really doesn't recall, but even when she did recall, she didn't really have any remorse that she could have hit a person. She was still like absent-minded. She was like, well, the person just darted out. And then when the officer said, if you saw the cart, wouldn't you normally see a person on it since it's motorized? And it needs somebody to operate it? She's like, I can't say. I'm not sure. And so even when he's telling her someone got hurt, she hit somebody with her car, and she actually turned the corner so fast, and the person never entered in front of her, walked in front of her, rode in front of her. She was the aggressor. She still was like, I'm not too sure that I did that. I got my gas, though. That Sam's Club gas have all y'all driving reckless, ain't it? Now, I wish that there was somebody she could have called before she left home. And maybe the video didn't show that part because she's older. So 9 times if she don't remember what happened at Sam's Club, and she don't remember if she even went to Publix or if she did go to Publix, how the hell she gonna remember those phone numbers to call her people next to kin? Unless the police officers did her a favor, because older people have phone books still. They have little phone memory books where you can log numbers. So maybe she said, before I take my shoes, can you get my my little phone log book so I can call my people when I get my free phone call. We don't know what she said to them. But at the end of the day, we have to ask ourselves, as sad as we feel for her, would it change the scenario if she hit a minor, if she hit a young kid, a teen, if she would have hit a pregnant woman, if she, like, are we just excusing it because she's a senior citizen, or we're going to hold her accountable? Because regardless of if she would hit your son, your daughter, your mother, like, would you still have the same protective energy? Like, oh, it's still a situation, but right is right and wrong is wrong. Anytime you hit somebody and you leave the scene, it's a crime. Now, she, to me, is suffering from dementia or something close to it. So she probably could really feel bad, but that disease may have her feeling like that day, if they would have went to her house the next day, she probably wouldn't even remember the course of what happened that day. She still got out that truck, saw the dent, and moved forward like, well, how did this get here? I had somebody close to me suffer from dementia. It's not fun, y'all. It's a lot. Now, where are her children or her next of kin that would run those errands for her? I have no idea. Sometimes, stubbornly, elderly people are like, I just want to do it on my own. So you do have to put up with that. And maybe they told her don't go nowhere and she forgot they told her and she went anyway. The moral of the story is we gotta start giving driving tests after a certain age group. And the DMV needs to make a responsible decision if this person is still eligible to drive. And I mean, not just a written exam, they need to do the driving exam. Or if they are going to drive, they need to take a driving course to ensure that they know how to drive. Because we assume because they have been here for 50, 60, 70, 80 years that they're experts. Well, people start losing skill sets as they get older because, hey, you get a little bit forgetful. Hey, you get a little bit weaker. And even though she's been driving them same roads for all these years, she might have had a lapse of judgment and she may have memory loss. And those two together are dangerous to put behind the wheel of a car. Now, the handcuffs. That's one conversation everybody's in the comments on social media about. Do you think the officer should have put this lady in handcuffs to put her in the back of a police car? I'm not a police officer, so I don't know the protocol. I can tell you I'm glad that he didn't put her hands behind her back in one of these. I'm very grateful he didn't do that. Now, do I feel that the handcuffs was a little extreme? They probably would have just had a better chance just walking her to the car and placing her in the back seat of the car. But again, I'm sure for everyone's safety, they have to put the handcuffs on, okay? And maybe because even if she does have a memory issue, what if she just happened to get super strong, pull his gun from his holster and shoot everybody? Then would you say, well, you should put her in cuffs? Like, I'm sure they have a protocol. So I know it probably hurt his spirit to do it. He probably was like, I don't want to put these on this lady, but at least they did it in the front, you know? And he handled her like it was somebody he cared about. He wasn't aggressive with her. He allowed her to put her shoes on. She said, I don't walk well. He said, I walk slowly. Like, even when she made it to the jail where she was checking in, they were like, do you need to go to the bathroom? Are you pregnant? She said, pregnant? I'm 88 years old, ma'am. I better not be. Bless your heart. They treated her with the utmost respect, although the person that she hit is now laying in the hospital trying to figure out what bones are broken. Now, according to the police officer that was talking to her, allegedly that victim went 100 feet in the air. And as I was telling my husband, I said 100 feet in the air is really far up in the air. I know that lady came down and hit that cement and was like, meddler, my neck and my back. Like, baby, I'm always nervous in a pedestrian walkway, period, because some people just don't abide by those white lines on that parking lot and they're distracted. And you don't know what somebody's vision is doing. Some people don't even go get a vision test now. They could be seeing nothing but stars when they're driving. And they'll still be like, I'm gonna go to Kroger. They're gonna hit everybody in the damn way to Kroger. But what we need to know, officer, she told you, I can't go to jail right now because I got an appointment with my AC guy that's coming over there. You know, the seasons is changing. She definitely needs that appointment to be there. Did y'all call that person too to counsel them so she doesn't get that charge for them coming out and nobody being there? Because I'm sure, again, she's by appointment only. Like, she is and they are, and she's adamant she's going to be there, but now she ain't there because she locked up. I just want to know. Now, two, how long is she gonna be locked up for? You know, like, do you guys have an attorney for her? Has her family stepped up? Has she been released? Like, is she now deemed as a criminal? Like, I just have questions because this is a situation man, it's different. We don't hear about this a lot. Now, we may hear a little fender benders where an elderly person may overly accelerate, like I showed you in one video, where they thought they were hitting a brake, they hit the gas and hit 4 or 5 cars and went into the intersection. We remember that story. And then you might see a story where they driving to the store, they accidentally go over the little barricades and go into the store. Or you might see a situation where they do little fender benders in the parking lot. We see them, but I've never seen it to where they hit a person on a motorized scooter. This is new for me. But regardless of, even her processing it, she just didn't feel bad. And so that's what's scary to me. Like, does she even know when she woke up the next day that she's in jail, she's in trouble? Has it dawned on her yet? You're telling her that she's in trouble, but I don't think she can grasp it because I think she has some type of mental loss, like very much a memory loss. So again, this video is heartbreaking, but this happens or could happen to someone you love. And so you do have to say, Mima, you got to sit your ass down. Sit your ugly ass down. I'll go get it for you. But we don't know the terms of why the family isn't in this picture. You know, we don't see them. So we don't know if they have offered to do her errands. We don't know what they've done. Sometimes, again, like I said, older people say, I can do it myself. And that's just sometimes dangerous. But they are just a high-risk driver. The elderly are high-risk drivers just as much as a young new driver is. So you do have to have those encouraging conversations like, hey, look, you know, you can't do this or you shouldn't do this. But baby, look, to the lady that's the victim, we're not going to ignore you in this situation because we feel sorry for her. I feel sorry for you. You 77. You were just trying to go and get you some little free samples from Sam's Club and go get your Ensure milk and possibly some produce because they got some good produce. And now you at the hospital probably barely makes ends meet to pay bills. Now you got an additional bill to take care of. To the insurance company of the 88-year-old, don't drop her. Go on, pay, you know, all them fees for that other lady's medical bills. And y'all might have to go ahead and drop her from y'all coverage because she's going to be a risk. Because again, not only could she have hit an older person, such as herself, she could have hit a kid, she could have hit a woman with child, she could have hit anybody. She could hit the co-workers for Sam's. We just not gonna keep saying, oh, she's older. Yes, that's all the reason why we have to be mindful of the privileges we allow our beautiful loved ones, okay? We gotta be honest with ourselves. We can't just keep saying, oh, she's cute. And she was cute. Her little picture had her little Dolly Parton freezed up hairstyle. Like she was from the early 70s. Like she wanted to do a snap, snap, snap dance move. But she got to definitely take accountability. Now, is jail the accountability? I wouldn't want that for her, but I'm sure everybody that's an inmate is really protecting her. They probably make sure she good. But what does her punishment look like now since we see the video and y'all processed her? Is she free? Is she unfree? Like, let me know. But babe, we got to take accountability no matter what age we are, for real. Girl, that's a hit and run. You definitely got that on your damn license. You got 10 points on your license, girl. Well, good luck to you, ma'am. And to the victim, speedy recovery for you. But I'm just a messenger. It's your girl, Shani B. If you here with your girl, God's food with your girl, make sure you check out the website, guys. www.ShawneeBentertainment.com. Check out the Fangirl options to drop donations, but never any pressure to do either of the two because I see the likes, the shares, and those comments means the world to me. So I just want to tell you thank you from my lips to your ears for rocking with me because y'all could be anywhere in the world but y'all here with me. Let's hop in the comments. Look at it from both perspectives. Look at it from that's your grandma, your mother, that's elderly, or look at it from the perspective of the victim is your mother or your grandma that has the injuries. Then we can probably have a good conversation because you're always going to have empathy for either side, but in the middle, accountability is that big word that's sitting in the middle. So do you think that there should be a test required after a certain age group? Do you feel that the handcuffs were mandatory to go on that lady's wrist? do you think jail time is what she needs? And then, like I said, from both perspectives, what is your understanding? Because understanding is what I need. Okay? Your perspective, no wrong answers. I just want to pick your brain. Either way, y'all be careful no matter what age you are, because you do not know if somebody's paying attention when they're behind the wheel, and we don't know what people are suffering from. Much love to y'all, but until next time, next story, and I'm out this pig.
Listen, it's a few things to process, right? Should they have put her in cuffs? What's the punishment? What does the punishment look like? Y'all subscribe to Shani B on TikTok, news that you can use. I was a little surprised he put her in handcuffs, but as she said, you just don't notice the protocol. And I just remember when my grandfather, we wanted him to stop driving. It was like, too much, granddaddy. You gotta stop driving. He didn't want to stop driving. We was afraid something like that would happen. And I'm pretty sure many people are out there with the same fear about their elderly loved ones. And as she said, the victim, can't forget the victim in the case either. So it's a tough situation. So what's going on in New Orleans? OMG, what's going on in New Orleans? Is up the city, many in the city are up in arms, as they should be, over the latest in racial imagery. Photos have been circulating online that show a black baby doll hanged by beads from a Krewe of Tucks float, Mardi Gras float. The mayor and city council president are allegedly investigating this. We say allegedly, as Shani B would say with her fan, allegedly. But it keeps getting worse, right? It keeps getting worse. Folks feel like everything goes. I was watching Lauren live yesterday, and Lauren had the individual that's trying to get a government job under the Trump administration. And Cory Booker was going in on him, going totally in on him, because the racist stuff that he says and does. And Cory wasn't trying to have it. He said, "Don't come here. I'm a black man. You don't like me." Cory, good for Cory Booker. He was giving him something he could feel. But yeah, Cory Booker was not trying to hear it, and I don't blame him, because don't come here fronting to get this appointment, because that's all you're doing is fronting. And Cory said, "Nope, not on my watch. Not on my watch at all." Oh boy! So as we move on, is some more of this nonsense right here, but more just as importantly, the Department of Homeland Security is currently without any funding. Lawmakers have failed to reach an agreement by a midnight deadline on Friday to fund the agency and its workforce of more than 260,000 people, as lawmakers left Washington for a week-long recess. So they're sitting there right now doing their deeds. Maybe this is why they are pulling out of Minneapolis, not because it's the right thing to do, but perhaps, folks, because they don't have the money anymore, right? At least at the moment, until they can reach a deal. If you recall, the deal that Chuck Schumer made with Donald Trump last month was that they would continue to fund the Department of Homeland Security for 2 weeks. And they would have to negotiate something better. And so at the center of the debate is the behavior of the federal immigration officers, particularly in Minnesota, during the recently concluded Operation Metro Surge. Democrats argued that the Renee Good and Alex Preddy U.S. citizens shooting after they were shot and killed by ICE and Border Patrol officers. Reforms were needed to be implemented before the party signs off on funding. Democrats will not support a blank check for chaos, said Schumer. He says that the vote asks a simple question. Will you rein in ISIS abuses, or will you vote to extend the chaos? And he said Republicans chose chaos. The Democrats, he says, we refused. Democrats have laid out a list of demands to secure Department of Homeland Security funding, but reaching a full consensus, well, let's just say it's problematic. Certain asks, like body camera equipment or requirements by ICE agents, have bipartisan support, while others, like prohibiting agents from wearing masks to conceal their identities, have prompted pushback from Republicans. They believe that removing masks would make it easier for officers to be doxxed. Now, SWAT, police, detective, they don't wear masks. And I don't know that they worry about being doxxed. Well, the shutdown also comes after 2 officers reportedly lied about their involvement in the shooting of a Venezuelan immigrant in Minnesota last month. Both officers were placed on administrative leave, which is a rare acknowledgement of improper behavior. So we got all of that going on, folks. And there's a partial government shutdown, just in case it seems to have eluded the thoughts of folks. We're going to do some sports. And this is an interesting one. This one is a very interesting one. I did not really realize all about this Eileen Gu story. I really did not realize her story. But I find it very, very interesting. The Olympics. It's like we're the brightest and the biggest stage for the biggest and brightest of supposedly amateurs. Well, we remember when the former Soviet Union teams were professionals against amateurs, as were many of the Cuban teams. I remember the boxer Teofilo Stevenson, where they used to, the Cubans used to say, oh, he could beat Muhammad Ali. This was back in the 70s. Well, he was a professional fighting, winning Olympic gold medals. Well, then the U.S. decided to use pro athletes in sports like basketball. Now things have picked up another notch as the Wall Street Journal reported on the hidden government funding of China's American-born Olympic star Eileen Gu. After details of payments from Beijing sports bureaus to the skiing champion were accidentally revealed, her name was quickly scrubbed from the budget. But ever since Eileen Gu decided to compete under the flag of China and not in the United States, where she was born, her citizenship has been the subject of a lot of scrutiny and controversy because she was born in San Francisco. But she said her decision to switch allegiance back in 2019 had everything to do with inspiring children from the country of her mother at the Olympics in her home country. Well, that would be the 2022 Beijing Games, where she won 2 golds and a silver for China in freestyle skating. She's since become a millionaire many times over, mainly due to her online presence and endorsements, not her skiing though. But she was the 4th highest earning female athlete in 2025, earning as much as $23 million. All but 20,000 of that 23 million came from endorsements. Now she's back in the Olympics. And according to the Wall Street Journal, Eileen and another American-born figure skater who competes for China, Zhu Yi, were paid a combined $6.6 million by the Beijing Municipal Sports Bureau last year for quote, striving for excellent results in qualifying for the 2026 Milan Winter Olympics. In all, the two were reportedly paid nearly $14 million over the past 3 years. So forget about this idea that this is about amateur competition, which is really sad because that took the fun out of the Olympics for many. It's still a great event, of course, the Winter Olympics, and then, of course, every 4 years, the Summer Olympics. But let's stop, for the most part, referring to these as amateurs. They're not amateurs. They're not amateurs. It's another professional thing that's going on. But it's almost a whole league, but with different sports. Folks are getting paid. I'm sure they're not the only two getting paid. There's no question about it. They're not the only two getting paid. 6.5 million last year, 14 million over the last 3 years. Yeah. They're buying gold and silver medals, folks. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Oh gosh. Let's turn our attention now to the music industry and a comeback, an official comeback now. Diddy's in jail, so it's time for others to shine. And speaking of shine, we're talking about Shine. Shine is coming back. Concert goers in New York, the Big Apple, are in for a sizzling start to the summer as Shine is set to return to the stage. The rapper who rose to fame with Bad Boy will be celebrating the 25th anniversary of his self-titled debut album with a concert performance at the King's Theater in Brooklyn. Tickets just went on sale. The show will kick off a tour dedicated to the album's anniversary. The concert marks the first time that Shine has performed since his time in politics as a member of the House of Representatives in his native country of Belize. He served as the leader of the opposition from the center-right United Democratic Party until his electoral loss last March. Prior to that, Shine was on a rise after the release of his gold certified album with a striking baritone style. You know, he sounded like Biggie. It was like everybody was like, he sounded like Biggie. He sounded like Biggie. The two lead singles from that album, Bad Boys and Bonnie and Shine, which featured reggae legend Barrington Levy, was a huge hit. But we know what happened in 1999, the infamous Diddy J-Lo shooting. And Shine is always, or at least folks have said, and Shine has said recently, he took the fall for Diddy back then. Nobody's taking the fall for Diddy do it? P. Diddy these days. Shine's concert is going to take place on Saturday, May the 2nd. So Shine is back, and apparently we're going to expect a lot more music from Shine. But I just remember very well when he came out, everybody was like, okay, Diddy's trying to replace Biggie. Because he certainly sounded, at least in the songs I heard from Shine, he sounded like Biggie. And we know it's only one Biggie. It could only be one Biggie. But Shine wasn't bad. He just made bad choices. Apparently. If he really did take the fall for Diddy, that was a bad choice. And even more so now when you see the outcome of what's going on with Mr. Bad Boy himself. So lots and lots going on. So what we've been trying to do, folks, is explore travel where Black folks may or may not be comfortable. And if you're comfortable, we bring that. If somebody's telling us, well, you may not go there, we might want to take some of that into consideration. But today, we're going to hit up Homegirl's trip, her blog to Japan.
Run it up. Greetings from Japan. Oh my God, I am so excited to be here. I've been wanting to come to this country like forever, especially for Sakura season. I'm really excited to hopefully get to see some cherry blossoms. My luck may or may not hold up because they're not really in bloom yet, but we'll see what happens the next few days. So I'm going to be going from Kyoto to Tokyo and also doing a lot of fun sightseeing and, of course, eating along the way. And if it's your first time seeing my face, my name is Malika. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I live in Hong Kong. I'm currently from New York, and I create content about traveling all over the world. So if you like that kind of stuff, go ahead and subscribe to this channel and check me out on Instagram and on TikTok. But for now, let's go get this trip started. So we actually found a kind of quiet corner in the shrines, which is really nice. And it's kind of like it started, it's like 9:30. I guess everyone just stops at the gates and doesn't go all the way through. So if you're visiting, make sure you go all the way through and really enjoy the peace and quiet. Now we're at the second stop on the list. It's a temple called Daegoji. I think that's how you say it. I'm not actually sure. I'm going to Google it later. So please don't come for me in the comments if I got it wrong. And it's also in the afternoon and it's really, really calm. I'm actually impressed and surprised by how empty it is. I thought for sure all the things in the afternoon would be super packed and really hard to enjoy, but it's not. It's actually like really pretty and really peaceful here. So I'm happy that I'm not going to be like cramming my days and getting about the crack of dawn to try to fit everything in the morning, because it actually seems to be keeping a relaxed pace, at least so far. So we'll see how things go later. And so we're going to keep making our way into Gion and check out some of the old historic district where the geishas used to work. We're not going to harass them or get banned. The geisha district actually is closing down next month. So probably by the time you guys see the video, it'll be already closed. It's like one of the last few days where you can actually go there. So we're going to go check it out. Good morning. So it is our second day in Kyoto. I'm feeling so much more refreshed. Like we slept in a little bit. We did not get about the crack of dawn to sightsee again. It was more like 6:30, which is totally reasonable. And right now we're at the bamboo forest, which was again bucket list of Kyoto, right? So we're spending the whole day exploring around at a Shame area. So there's going to be the bamboo forest, lunch at this amazing restaurant by the river, hopefully some cherry blossom spotting. Who really knows what's going to happen? But I'm just really happy to be here. So right now we're at the Daikakoji Temple, which is really close to the bamboo forest. It was about a 7-minute taxi ride, which we just took a taxi to save time. By bus it said like 15 minutes, and then walking was like 25 minutes. But just to speed things up, we took a cab. It was cheap, it was easy. So here we are. And it's also very peaceful and empty here, probably because everyone is now at the bamboo forest, which is insane. So it's really nice to kind of have this beautiful temple all to ourselves. Okay, and so we are here at the viral restaurant Itsukishaya, which is, of course, all over TikTok. You guys have definitely seen these videos. I made this reservation like over a month in advance, which is lucky because they're fully booked for the entire day. Like a few people have tried to walk in and have been sent away because there is just no room. So if you want to come here, make the booking. They open about 6 weeks in advance. I made it like basically as soon as they open for that window. And we'll go inside and I will let you know, of course, if the food is worth it. The ambiance and the aesthetics seem like it's worth it. Okay, so made it to Tokyo, having a great time so far. City's super cool. We just checked in at this hotel. It's the Moxie. Really, really cute here. Love it so far. And I guess we're gonna get ready to head out, do some exploring, and just get our day started. Okay, and here we are out in Shinjuku, just kind of enjoying some of the famous Tokyo nightlife. The streets are beautiful. I'm obsessed with all these neon signs, and we're doing a really fun photo shoot that we booked on Airbnb Experiences, and then gonna stop at one of these counters and get some like really cheap classic eats. Okay, so it's my last day in Tokyo. I'm just kind of hanging out by myself for the day, just to kind of have some peace and quiet and like enjoy the city, like kind of just at my own pace. So spending the morning alone, then I'm gonna catch up with my husband and my friends later, just to go dinner or like whatever. But so I'm gonna kind of walk around. I'm gonna try some street food. I'm gonna get some snacks. I might check out another temple, and then I'm gonna go make my way to an onsen, which a lot of onsens actually don't let you in if you have tattoos. They're very particular about tattoos because they're very taboo here in Japan. I have 5. Most of them are tiny, so we'll see. The one that I found that on their website says they will allow you in if your tattoos can be covered. So by their tattoo covers, they have like stickers I guess they'll give you. So I'm going to try my luck. It's also one of very few that has treatments like massages and scrubs you can add on. So hopefully they will let me in, and I'll be able to enjoy the vibes out there. So let's go. Okay, so I'm at the onsen that I was planning to go to. I'm just going to film outside really quickly because usually cameras are not allowed inside, and I just didn't want to offend anyone. I don't even want anyone to see it. So I'm just going to do this outside in the car park before I go in, and I'm going to put the name on the screen. And so I picked this one because, number one, it looks so beautiful. It has indoor and outdoor garden bath situation. It has a restaurant in case I want some snacks. It looks really big and spacious, like there's a lot in there. It also has options to add on a body scrub and a massage, which, you know, I absolutely love. And if you're going to do a soak, of course, you might want a massage and a scrub. And it's also the only one that specifically said it allows people with tattoos. They will give you tattoo covers and you'll be allowed in. So I'm going to head inside and then I'll come back out and tell you about my treatment. And so treatment is all done. First thing I want to say is that was so relaxing. It should be illegal. I was in there for like probably 2.5 hours. And it's just so peaceful, absolutely beautiful. I wish I could show you guys how beautiful it is. I might go ahead and put some pictures on screen from their website or from their social so you can see like some of their shots. Because of course, cameras are not allowed inside, phones are not allowed inside. The culture around bathhouses is very, very strict and very, very important to be respectful. So I was not even going to try to do anything once I got past the like women's locker room area. But definitely recommend if you are coming to Japan, you'd have an onsen experience. I did 2. So I did one in Kyoto at my hotel, though it wasn't as like elaborate and traditional as this one. And then this one is in Tokyo, and it was just really amazing. Especially after all the running around and high energy and like crazy stuff. It was nice to just kind of like tuck away in this beautiful garden space and just get some relaxation vibe. And here are a few tips to know about onsens if you are going to try it. Number 1, you have to be naked. There are no bathing suits allowed. You really can't even go in there with like a towel to cover yourself up. You just have to kind of just drop around the locker room and then just walk out. So be prepared for that. If you're not comfortable with the nudity, either get over it or just don't go into an onsen, but that is kind of just part of the culture and the experience. Number 2, a lot of them won't even allow you in with a tattoo unless it's like part of your resort or a hotel. So double check the website and the rules if you do have tattoos, if you'd be allowed in. This one you would be allowed in. They gave you tattoo covers, and they did have staff in the locker room that like made sure I had my tattoo covers on. One woman had to help me do the one on my back because I couldn't reach it, so she did put that on for me, but it's very important that you just be respectful, go with the flow. Nobody stared at me. I was kind of expecting people might like look up a little bit just because, you know, it's Japan. They don't see too many Black people, especially not one fully butt naked in a locker room, right? So I was expecting to get at least some glances, but it was totally fine. No weird vibes, no staring, nothing uncomfortable. So I overall just had a really, really really nice time. And I might write more on my blog about onsens because I think there's a lot that I could say. But for now, I got to start making my way back to the hotel and get ready for the night. And so here I am, back in the Moxie. This is what I'm about to check out. It's been a really fun time in Tokyo. Very short trip, so a lot crowded, but I feel like I have a kind of good sense of the vibes here. So if I decide to come back, I'll have different things I want to do and see in town. I'm also really excited about seeing more of Japan. I have a few more trips planned to other regions at different times of year. So stay tuned for more Japan content and stay tuned for more content of just traveling around and living in Asia. But for now, I'm going to wrap this up and head out to the airport. So thank you for watching this vlog. Thank you for checking out my channel. If you like this kind of content, please, 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 please hit that subscribe button. I am really trying to get to 4K, so help me out if you can. We really, really appreciate it here, fam. And also check me out on TikTok and on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.
All right. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Where is Malika? Check her channel out. Subscribe to her channel on YouTube. Sports, travel, news you can use, Shawnee B. This is some of the stuff that we want to continue to bring you each and every morning on Let It Be Known. Appreciate you guys sticking with us as we go through this whole restructuring process. Much appreciated, and looking forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow and in the days to come. Thanks for watching Let It Be Known.
Thank you, Lou.